Welcome to the stream. Today I'm watching the Hearthstone Grandmasters live, so let's see it. Right now we're in Europe. Quest Elemental Shaman versus Quest Elemental Shaman. One of them is a longer range. So we'll see. Right now it's Frenetic.
I mean, you say it, but
versus Warma. Both great players.
Really put a dent
I prefer Frenetic a little more. But other than that, GG everybody. Yeah. Just learning. These guys have the best decks, and the new meta's kind of weird. Everything is quest.
You'd have a fresh 7/7 on the
like,
board, and then you would have
I get it, but like
6 on the board. So actually, it's not good, right?
Why does everything have to be one archetype?
Bolt as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much.
The only one that isn't quest is Face Hunter.
It is a lot of stuff.
So, anyways.
Looks like he's just going to leave 1/7/7 up instead, just to try and preserve some removal, deny the overload. Because now obviously that one Perpetual Flame will only deal 6.
Let's go.
7/7, so no use going for it
go.
there.
Well, this could be a big deal too. The double promo.
Yeah, he wants Stewarts. That's all he's interested in here, really. These are just all consolation prizes at this point. It's big value. Doesn't really get it. They're not bad, but they're not the absolute juice. How has this corner been turned from Frenetic here? He looked so far behind. It was that nutty Fireheart turn, right, is what really brought him back into it.
That and 100 landslides.
True, yeah. Ironic, because it looked like the winner by a landslide was going to be Warma this game, but it turns out it might be the opposite.
Oh, he had my YouTube.
Okay.
I have to promo my shit. Sorry, guys.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm actually in the Hearthstone
I couldn't pay it off well enough.
group
Remember that talk we had about
on
sometimes you're
Facebook,
just not listening to me?
At least
trying to get people to stop
Case in point,
complaining.
yeah.
He's gonna get this doubled though, of course. So enough to just chew down this board. Still 2-2 left.
By the looks of it,
It is a little bit flimsy in terms of the overall outcome, right?
Warma has a longer range, but Frenetic can win
For Canal Slogger?
in the next 5 turns.
I think he's really waiting to a needs-must kind of scenario.
And Trap Sorcerer.
Right? Looking to use it
Oh, wait, no.
for potential, looking
Yeah.
for maybe pairing it together.
That card
with
is
Vivid
so
Spores if
good.
he's able to discover that from
That card is
some really
amazing.
valuable
Perpetual.
that he has, because I think both players are starting
just
to accept
shuts you
really
down.
fast in turn that we might just be moving towards a fatigue scenario here.
Which I'll be honest, will be the first time I've seen it, personally. It does feel like the how close this game has gone is not the most common outcome in the mirror.
I mean, I play D6 Warlock. Every game's a fatigue game for me.
I mean, a fatigue in the Quest Shaman.
And the Entrapped Sorceress has the Aegwin.
No, he clears it with the landslide, but
If anyone is losing track and confused as to what's going on over there.
Canal Slogger.
There you go, Frenetic able to pick up a little bit of healing with that Canal Slogger and pick up a
Interesting.
good trade, but happy also just to...
I wonder why he didn't just clear the board. Well, because he has a lot of better options in his hand. That's why he didn't clear the board.
Starting to stack up in hand as well. Each of these lightning bolts is 10 damage to face currently.
Yeah.
Double Novice Zapper.
Yeah, and he has to have the defenses, right? Because Warma still has a charge call left. And a Fireheart as well.
Wow, this is really
Put
good.
him at a huge advantage right now, regardless of what the board state even looks like.
A late game Shaman. Mirror.
Lightning Bloom's kind of dead for him at this
What?
point.
Yeah, I think this one guidance that Frenetic has left has to almost win him.
6 and 6, bro. This is close.
Looking that way. I think if it comes down to card for card, then Warmer will definitely get there in terms of overall value. But you can see what Frenetic's plan is, right? He's saving up a bunch of this extra burst damage. And I think, if I'm correct, you are currently looking at remaining cards. He still has that one Diligent Note Taker remaining, right?
Yeah.
In which case, currently each of these lightning bolts deals 10 damage. You can kind of see where I'm going with this, right? Oh, there's another bolt as well! Same deal. 5
Holy
damage,
shit.
6 times to 1.
Bruh!
My, oh my.
Boom! That is an
Fuck.
absurd
The
amount of damage out of
OTK.
nowhere. And Frenetic once again showing with a little
Bruh,
bit
the
of
late game shaman.
he is, because he seemed
The late
down
game
and
shaman
out in this
OTK.
game.
Holy
Warmer
crap.
cannot believe it, shaking his head, and you can certainly put yourself in Warmer's shoes there. That was
That's
a
nutty.
fantastic performance from Frenetic. A fantastic.
Like I said, Frenetic really good.
2 Quest Shamans as well. Very, very nicely played for Frenetic, and he is now 1 game away from marching on towards our weekly final.
Yeah, and it's crazy that he managed to dig himself out of it. Not only did he need to pull off that great removal turn, of course, but just the fact, like I said, I was going through the list, showing you guys what's left over. Warmer still had Charge Call, he still had his own Fireheart available. If it was going to Fatigue, you'd have to put Warmer at a gigantic favorite in terms
That was
of
really good.
But as you mentioned,
Holy
right,
crap.
just those lightning bolts doing so much damage.
I didn't think he was... That's what he was waiting for. He was stalling for the 3rd lightning bolt to just clear face, and I guess the other guy
Like that win
couldn't
was
see
very
that.
difficult one to get,
Well played,
he got
Frenetic.
rewarded for his patience with his minions.
So, Frenetic 2-0.
Really did pay off, so huge win there for Frenetic. And
Good luck.
as I mentioned,
Good,
going
well played.
into this game number 2, if Warmer
A lot of back and forth. That's what you want to see in a game. You don't want it to see... It's cool to see stomps, but you don't want to just...
series overall.
You don't want to just see people get their asses handed for like all, day in and day out, because then it's just like there's no counterplay. There's nothing.
Not only the Shaman, which is a
There's nothing really to.
Mage, which again you can talk about.
There's nothing really to care
He
about.
also has Hunter, which is another good matchup I feel for the Hunter against the Rogue. So it's just looking so
Like-
likely that Warmer's going to take the victory here. It's got to be feeling pretty rough for him.
Indeed. And you have
Damn,
to
the
say,
Entrap Sorceress was ass.
here,
Such a bad draw.
he's had this
But also he had the lightning bloom, the double lightning bloom late game. Was ass too.
lineups in the field.
So it was a very much even match.
So you got to kind of ask the questions about the lineup overall for Warmer.
He was mad.
The question I have to ask is, you know,
Like no.
is this as
Not
bad
me.
against Quest Shaman as he seems to think it is based on the queue order? Because, again,
Bruh.
we're dealing with a very small sample. This is a deck from the previous meta that I haven't put a lot of time into in the current meta game just yet. Hoping to catch up on that a little bit this week, going into the Masters Tour, if we're going to see a good map.
Masters Tour.
I've seen it on a couple of occasions, and honestly, if you get an Octobot hand, if you get off to a decently fast start with even like Foxy Swindle, you can start to make a board very, very fast. And it's not like you just get deleted by Perpetual Flame, right? You have Divine Shields that you can play, you have Kazakus Golems that can come into factor, you have Mankrik thrown in there as well, which is a 3-4, which summons a 3-7, both out of range of Perpetual Flame. So there are little things that you can do to engineer, and I do think this deck has the ability to just pop off 1 or 2 turns earlier than most other decks in the metagame are expecting to deal with right now.
Well, there's also just the question that by queuing the mirror, right, I don't oversimplify it, but let's just say it's 50-50. It's a mirror, right? You've got just as much chance to win as you have to lose. Then he can potentially lose the Shaman and not have a good answer for the Hunter.
I don't know about Rogue right now.
Right? So, like,
Okay,
he could
but this is Miracle Rogue.
potentially, if
Miracle
he
Rogue
queued
is
the
solid.
Rogue, still have that Shaman left over to be able to get a bit later on. You okay, Santa?
Okay.
No!
But this is Miracle Rogue. Miracle Rogue is solid.
Absolutely not!
The fuck? Didn't I
It's
update
called
my...
Octo every day of the week, right? Like, Shaman deals 3. That's what they do. They can't deal 4. Absolutely not.
Fuck, didn't I update my...
Never mind!
Take that!
Still got to be done, I imagine. I think having now seen Primordial Studies, even though he's not going to get punished by it immediately, he will use the Org Merchant to self-procto the Octo, and then perhaps just play out the second one alongside that on the following turn. I think if he hadn't have seen spell damage, he could have afforded to be greedier and saved the Org Merchant for the field contact turn, right?
Yeah, I agree, and I was wondering when we're getting the card that merges cards as the Guardian Octo Merchant.
Nice. What a starting hand, holy shit.
It's like he's gonna...
What an insane hand. Warmer should win.
Like this. It does give that.
This is literally Warmo's game to lose.
Spell damage.
Sure.
Spell damage. Silver Portal if he's going to go for it, but I think it's just worthwhile.
Is it
go with
play the Notary?
It's too early. There's no big payoff, right? Like a Diligent Bloom kind of turn.
Diligent, Bloom, Blood Mage, Perpetual Flame, Charge Call. Can he do all of it? How much mana does he have? 5 afterwards? He could actually play his entire hand that turn, right? If he really wanted to. It's interesting. Vanessa looking a little bit awkward this turn. Sheepishly looking from left to right. Guys, not really feeling like I'm pulling my weight this turn. Wait, I've actually never seen this, but the wording on Vanessa is add a copy of the last card your opponent played. It doesn't mention their turn at all. So does it still work like that? Do you get the last card they played on the previous turn?
Raleigh!
If it actually does that, because it's just, I've never played it into an opponent that's done that.
Not gonna lie, don't really care much.
I'm surprised I don't know that. It's one of those useless pieces
Majority
of
these,
I generally know. But having just read the card, like, if it doesn't work like that, it's worded wrong.
I've never heard of anything being worded wrong, so. Also got the clean kills there, the Octo as the 1-3 that was Divine Shielded, just living. And do you like this approach here? Just Frenetic going, I'm going to use the phrase safer here and just getting a second Perpetual Flame versus doing anything too crazy here with the Note Taker Bloom.
I do like it, yeah. I think he had a lot of upside there, and obviously denying the second Octobot was a big priority that turn as well. So the play he made just ticks a lot of boxes, right? It denies the mega blowout from the second Octobot, and it also, by being one turn with the Diligent Note Taker. You talked earlier about how this was your fear with the deck, right? Perpetual Flame just dealing so much damage to the boards that you can make. So no great surprise that he wants to go about it the way that he did.
I still can't escape the fact that this feels like a day one ladder game of the expansion, where you've just ran into someone who's just not got any new cards. And you're like, wait, I'm playing with all these new cards. What's going on?
Yeah.
I just can't get.
No bullshit. This is a day one game.
Okay, it's what, 2 months ago, and then look down like, no, it's today.
It's one of those day one ladder games where you're queuing to one of those incredibly fun at parties people who spend day one of a new expansion gaining a few hundred ranks with Face Hunter because they're so desperate to punish other people's decks that they're trying to have fun with. Yeah.
Yo, why do you call me out?
Only fun wasn't subjective.
I got called out.
Plenty of people on Twitter have told me it isn't, and that their view of fun is the only true one, and that the game should revolve around that. So I choose to go with them.
So lonely.
Slow turn here from Frenetic, of course. Extremely overloaded, and yet again, no big payoff for trying to do anything funky with the blooms, I don't think. Relatively underwhelming. It's just gonna wait. He knows that has to make another board in some respect, right? Like, this deck doesn't just, okay, I'll just not play minions and hope I can win in that way.
Nobody.
I mean, it is active, right? So.
Bro, let me fucking change them.
Yeah, that's the Perpetual Flame from the previous turn. How have I never seen that before?
It's one of those things where I think I knew, but I didn't know. With that perfect explanation, because it must have happened.
Jesus. Perpetual wins the game. Perpetual is not broken. Perpetual needs a nerf. For real.
Pretty big. It's a huge unlock. Yeah. And now this is a huge tempo swing turn as well.
Insane.
Yep. Frenetic just absolutely going in this turn. Charge call for a 6. Oh, Cornelius, baby, let's go! Ken!
Jesus!
Take 6s. You always take 6s every single time.
Changed your...
Jesus!
We see there, the most
fucking 3-0. Well played.
In the middle of the board.
Good game.
I very much enjoyed all the people telling me I was wrong. I'm waiting. I think I've still got 2 weeks before I tweet Orange back on that one. See you in a month, I think he said.
Raven with the big dudes posting their W's energy over here.
Even just Cornelius drawing those cards, even if, and it probably will die this turn, it's a big deal because that was close to an all-in play from Frenetic, right? I don't think it's fair to say that, oh, well, you'll draw something good off the top as this Quest Shaman. You can, but I don't think it's something you can rely on. So big deal there. Not only getting how tanky this Cairn is, but also just those two card draws might make the difference.
OP. That's what I'm gonna call it. Frenetic OP, because he really is nutty.
Perpetual Flame actually coming in super clutch there.
Holy crap. What a turnaround. Wow.
Foxy Plunderer. Looks like it's going to be the play here.
Bye!
For Shadow Step off the top, doesn't find it.
I swear to God, when you get a good hand in this game, it's a setup.
Here for Warmer, he couldn't have just squoze in that Cult Neophyte.
I'm sorry? Is that from the same dictionary as glows?
Yes.
Squoze?
Yeah, mate, even squoze, glows, it all makes sense.
You just actually can't speak English, can you? That's what we're learning.
No one can solve, that's the secret.
Ah, true.
Nature waits for no one.
Here, they're keeping the card draw going for Frenetic.
Nice.
Oh, huge draw on the Slogger. This is looking like a clean game now for Frenetic, and again, a very nicely engineered, you have to say.
Cult Neophyte.
It out with the delayed Perpetual Flame, cleaning up.
Double Cult Neophyte.
Passing 2 or 3 turns this game, just to then have those.
Oh, actually, no, he's right,
The charge call.
First charge, hero to Canal, and then
he has
Swind.
to trade into the Slugger, right? One way or the other.
Daggers it, doesn't he?
Yeah. I was looking at whether he could be risky, do the double trade, and then just ignore it and assume it makes
let
the
it
trade
live.
into the
Man, Shaman's broken.
I think he has to dagger it because Perpetual Flame just
Okay, bring it back.
Oh, this is good though.
That's naughty.
The old 10 we won the goal. I've not seen this play in years.
Let me get another one.
You'll have to take the tempo, right, and smash it with the dagger.
Another
Obviously,
one.
taking damage against this deck does eventually get scary, but I think Warmer has to accept that he's playing the aggressor in this position.
But holy crap.
One overload away.
Okay, I think Frenetic loses as well.
Which means
Perpetual,
will
no.
clear up here, but it will be
Overload. I mean, the 2-mana clear is the Perpetual Flame.
Lethal as he did previously with Lightning Bolt.
Excuse me.
Gets the good calm.
Yeah, it goes Perpetual now. Yeah.
Oh.
So much overload though.
It is, but it clears the board.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter.
1 from the bolt and then 5.
Boom. One more time. Boom. Okay, so he has the Shaman. He has the quest completed. Enemy got, so he's Warma saving the Neophyte for the end game.
Just needs that one
Deck of Lunacy?
Not to be super punishing for him.
Deck of Lunacy.
This is the big overload turn, right? This is the turn he's probably going to be weakest for the rest of the game.
Right.
And
8
we
cards.
can see that it's probably
8
like
more.
The most punishing it's going to be is double Neo.
Really?
Which, okay, he takes 7, but then he can just double Tidal Search next turn and then, you know, make it back up again. You can even landslide.
I mean,
right?
the game's over.
Yeah, would have been able to landslide even with the Shadow Step still. Just wasn't able to be denied, and that's Fireheart, and that's just lethal for his turn. It just always gets there.
Well, he's already got 6 with the Lightning Bolt, never mind anything else. That's pretty close. Oh, just Tidal Surge just kills it. And heals it all the way back up again. Oh.
Perfectly designed counter to Dragon Queen Amstrad.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, guidance. Well, that's just 1,000 cards.
Let's go. Torrent.
Bruh, overdraft.
No. Okay, he's going for the lethal with
Oh
overdraft.
my god.
Fair enough.
Speaking to Lorinda about this, have you been hit really hard by an overdraft in the game you've played yet?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely.
How hard?
Dude, Frenetic just shit all over this man.
Something like that?
Okay. I took 9 the other day.
Jesus.
which hurt. It made me really remember that thing can go face.
Yep. Boom.
Obviously,
wow.
If you haven't seen it before, it does.
Bro, the double back to back.
Locks the mana crystals. You don't then get.
Holy crap! Shaman is broken.
Largely pointless. If you're going to go for
That's
those.
the name of this video. Shaman is broken.
Cast of the overdraft, which Frenetic did there perfectly.
Shaman has board presence, board clear,
and from the guidance, which gave him exactly enough.
Removal.
And shout out to Lorinda, by the way, who keeps trying to say that Fireheart doesn't actually give
like solo removal, not even. You can remove one. It could either remove one big character. It could remove the whole field.
You love to hear Neil takes.
It can build. Look at that shit. God damn.
Congratulations to Frenetic. Honestly, you can see how much the win means.
Good shit.
Big pop-off.
Well played, Frenetic. I put money on Frenetic winning the whole thing.
I think
At least Europe. I don't know. I haven't watched Asia. Asia's solid.
So it means he goes in the finals now versus Bunny Hopper, and it's just such a big deal because now, as you mentioned earlier, he's feeling very, very comfortable with his World Championship spot. But you can see he still wants to win, right? He doesn't want to just put his feet up now for the rest of the season. He wants to be one of the top players in the European Grandmasters, and this year it's very much looking like he's going to be a bit
broken.
Anyway, such a big win for him there, and I'm very excited for this final.
And I do wonder as time
Shaman
goes
is so
on,
broken.
Fireheart might become one of those, you know, the main target of the meta game, right? Where we start looking at what Fireheart can do, because Fireheart with 10 mana or, you know, any late game amount of mana, pushing situations.
That was crazy.
Like this, we have double damage on every spell.
That was crazy. Frenetic is a fucking lunatic.
Good Hearthstone card, and we already saw just in
Bro,
the series,
5, 6, and then
instances
6 more.
got Frenetic two W's, right? One
Jesus.
directly with the lethal, and then one with that insane clear on the charge call.
Yeah,
side.
and that's the thing, right? Because of the
Bruh.
post Brakan
Oh wait, is this
for Shaman?
the week 2 champion is going to be?
Fine.
It's Frenetic, a Bunny Hopper. Okay.
The clear potential. If it doesn't give you that, it's probably then giving you card draw, which then gets you that stuff in a roundabout way, right? So it ticks all the boxes, and I do wonder now.
Well played,
I mean, I
Frenetic.
think it's generally the case
What a god.
but I think it's more and more likely that we will be seeing Firehearts even like heavily kept and maybe even passed over on turns pre-Brakan, because it is so strong after the fact, and I know that's generally the goal anyway, but it's very tough to play Fireheart before you play Brakan in this deck, I think.
Sounds like you are suggesting.
I'm in the
Mana Raven, and that makes me upset.
Hearthstone community Facebook group.
I mean, true.
It's just a bunch of whiny
Final
bitches.
shout, I guess, to Charge Call again, which, you know, was making the point of 5 versus 6.
Shaman is
Time
mad
when I really
broken.
broke it down, it started to become clear to me that, you know, 6s were better because, yeah, we got Cornelius Cairn there, which is one of the highest outcomes, but there's also, like, Onyx Mage Scribe, right?
Lol.
There's various other big outcomes that you can get off that. And again, because the pool of 6 drops is so smaller, and because you're seeing 3 of them, your odds of hitting one of those big outcomes, Auctioneer, Cornelius, Cairn, Onyx,
Cornelius.
one of those really big hits, they might not be as
Cornelius.
as just getting like a 7-8 Earth Elemental in some situations, but they happen so more often because of the condensed pool that I think very worth going for in that position. So again, 2, honestly, fantastic series and fantastic performances from 2 players who won them, right? And I think that's what you love to see, because it sets up a final where
I figured out that it was actually my PC wasn't monitoring the Streamlabs alerts browser. So if you go into here into Audio Mixer, the Streamlabs alerts audio mixer wasn't even appearing here. So what I've actually done is, if you click on any of your audio devices on the little settings cog here and go down to advanced audio properties, you'll get this little pop-up. And over on the right hand side here, you'll see audio monitoring. Now you don't, unless you want to, I don't monitor any of my audio because it kind of repeats itself, but I needed to make sure that my Streamlabs alerts was being monitored and output. So therefore, when I trigger an alert in Streamlabs,
Oh, word. Notifications. Now it's gonna work. Or it may not. It's my luck. Fuck. This shit is ass.
This little pop-up. And over on the right-hand side here, you'll see audio monitoring. Now, you don't, unless you want to, I don't monitor any of my audio because it kind of repeats itself, but I needed to make sure that my Streamlabs alerts was being monitored and output. So therefore, when I trigger an alert in Streamlabs, it will also play that alert back to me and not just to my stream. So yeah, I hope this helps you if you're struggling with this. Thanks very much.
Alerts. I mean, try it again. Bro, why is it so quiet? Fuck, man. Alright.
General pickup because you can target spells with it very easily and it makes it cost 0, so easy to squeeze in turns. But as we said, like your own minions don't combine with the 2 flurries Bunny Hopper's got. So yeah, I guess you just go Phoenix and say I'll take the raw spell damage in a couple of turns time.
And I think particularly now that you've seen the ice barrier, you want to start with fireballs, end with Apexis blasts, if that's going to be your plan over the next few turns, right? Because there's no real upside to you getting a minion in play, but there is significant potential downside.
I was more thinking, how does he organize this to make the Phoenix proc on 8 so he can double fireball that turn?
Okay, interesting.
So he can use maybe an Apexis blast just for now, and then Phoenix next turn, whatever the turn after Apexis blast number 2, and then double fireball maybe, just to get the most out of the Phoenix.
Okay, that's very fair. If you're ending up doing that, what you do, 10 damage from Apexis blasts, you'll have 1 turn while you're waiting for the Phoenix to awaken where you're not doing anything. So let's assume you're fitting in a ping that turn. So that'd be 11 damage, so your opponent's at 17. So you're still then only dealing 14 with the 2 fireballs. Yeah, I think because that doesn't get there, I still favor my original plan of fireballs first, Apexis last. But it was a good thought for sure, and one that I hadn't considered.
And the positive of this version, of course, is, well, there are ignites that can be played that are cheap, right? When the Phoenix procs, it could be fireball ignite potentially.
Questmage has no heal outside of.
The fireball plan was getting better with that hot streak draw, but no, unfortunately, we've gone down this path now. You go fireball ping, that's 7. Apexis blast ping, that's 6. Apexis blast ping, that's 6. So you're looking at 19. You're still 3 short, but you would be an ignite and a ping away from guaranteed lethal at that point. I'm not actually factoring in
Phoenix.
Actually, if you do that, you get +2 spell damage from one of these spells, right? So you're actually just 1 more ping away from lethal by rationing it out that way. It's starting to get quite interesting. I think
and realistically,
fireball ping this turn, right?
Yeah, because at this point, well, what's Bunny's other plan? Pass and hope? You know, like the
Apexis ping.
Yeah, and this makes double sense, right? Because not only are you getting this 2 extra damage that I wasn't accounting for, that just gets you 1 ping away from winning the game, you're also then in a position where the Apexis blast downside doesn't really matter because you're going to have a minion in play this turn anyway, right? With the Imprisoned Phoenix. Don't really... I mean, I guess you could first flame it yourself, but I think pinging face is probably more valuable than doing that at this point.
Because the thing is as well, like,
Frenetics
now have a great turn, tons of card draw, tons of options to go here and get the quest live. Regardless of what flow looks like or where you are in the flow state of Mage, Dawngrasp costs 5. Which, at least to an extent, reduce that Dawngrasp turn down in its power level, which means Bunny Hopper might have the window.
Holy shit!
Wait, how much damage is that?
Bro!
3 more.
And what's the next? Is the next one just a normal ignite too?
Yeah, they're all normal.
Okay. So 3, I guess.
Discover?
He's going to wisely save it for the Dawngrasp after the fact. Pop the Mana Biscuit here to transfer that mana to the next turn. It's looking like this noble
plan the end of the game
might just end up being a turn or 2 too slow. Maybe an Ignite draw here can change that? No.
Jesus.
Does anything from Apexis Blast ever alter this plan? I don't believe
Canal Slugger? No.
I don't think so.
No, nothing.
Like you
really.
could
Unless
get a Pexis Blast, get a High Abbess Allura, and then have it cast an Arcane Intellect or a Spring Water from your deck.
Right.
That's kind of interesting. The Derailed Coaster definitely is not interesting.
It's pretty bad. A 3/2 5 mana is shit. Frenetic should win next turn.
Just gonna be one off.
Well, he has no draw.
So sad.
Actually, Brain Freeze to the
There's no way you can get around it either, is there?
No.
Oh, Frost. He has a Frost. He has a Fire.
Yeah, Raz absolutely could have got there as well.
He needs one more Fire. He needs one more Fire spell.
Needs to make up for the Apexis Blast next turn.
Ooh. Bunny Hopper's upset. It's like, this is probably the end. Oh! No. No way.
Wait, where even is he on the quest? Because he can draw an additional
He's almost done. He's almost done with the quest.
Step, right?
Sorry. Bunny?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bunny's still
Jesus
on step 1,
Christ.
I'm just wondering if there's anything he can draw into to maybe...
Yo, that mana biscuit's about to just end the game.
Well, he needs the other ignite, right? Is exactly the out at this point. Presuming he's not going to die immediately, which you know,
is quite the presumption.
He's probably
so he
going
wins
to die
20% of the
but
time.
It's more exciting to think about the potential outs he has for the next turn. But the nod from Frenetic probably gives you the spoiler.
Wow. Oh, never mind. No, he wins 50. He wins 50% of the time. He has Fireball and the ignites. 3 ignites.
I think I spent a lot of the time during that game just mapping out the ways that Bunny had to approach it, and there were multiple different avenues he could have taken. I think the lines he took were optimal, certainly the ones that I agreed with. So I think he did the best he could in that situation. He had a hand that told him to do one thing, and he executed it as well as he possibly could.
This does mean now, though, after Frenetic winning this mirror match, that he is that one step ahead you always really want to be in Last Hero Standing, especially in the mirror match, basically, or in the mirror lineup, should I say? Because the assumption is now, and I'll be able to triple check that, is Bunny Hopper queues Hunter against Mage. Let's assume Frenetic loses, and then Frenetic can queue his Shaman against the Hunter, and then so on, and then there's just going to be no good answer really for Bunny Hopper after that, right? Because then he'll just have his own Shaman for a mirror match to try and hold on to take the victory, and then even without that, Hunter's still like doable with Frenetic as well. So pretty tricky one overall, but we have seen how quickly Hunter can dispatch Mage with the right scenarios. So
bro, what is this? I gotta react to
at least be staring down at a 1-1 very quickly here.
Oh yeah!
And to no one's surprise, it is going to be coming in with the Face Hunter, although some absolute idiot that was responsible for the key cards this time around has managed to call this quest Demon Hunter. I don't know what's happened there.
I'm going to assume that someone's done me in here, right? And it's like Lorinda or Derek's gone into the sheet and altered it just to make me look silly, because I am almost certain that wasn't the case the other day.
Imagine thinking you need help to look silly. Come on.
Add that to my
I do a lot of things
now.
effortlessly. Okay.
That's true.
But yeah, like I said, this is a very tough matchup for the Mage. Of course, it's always winnable, but Hunter just generally pumps out so much early damage, even through an ice barrier in a lot of cases. And with that addition of that card you see in the middle there, that aim shot, it is so much damage for just one single card packed together, which is exactly what Hunter wants, right? It doesn't draw super well in the deck, so you want your singular cards to put in a lot of work, and that's exactly what aim shot does.
Right. It's so weird to be in a world, honestly, where a lot of people talk about how power creepers come into play, and a lot of cards now are more powerful than cards used to be.
Card pack for
to be in a situation where we're all freaking out about how much damage aim shot is, and then it's just kill command. Like we had that card for so long. It's 5 damage for 3 mana, and you have to spend another 2 mana on your hero power to even unlock that extra damage that you paid 3 mana for. Whereas kill command
is kill command. He's right.
You wanna know why it's cooler though? Because it makes your hero power deal 4. Oh,
yeah.
It adds cool factor, and it can make your hero power deal 6.
I don't really trade, so I gotta get rid of that.
In weird scenarios, even 8.
Steady on. Getting a nosebleed up here with the heights that these hero powers are reaching.
It'll be an interesting thing as well to keep an eye on this fire sale, because again, it a lot of the time with awkward openings, kind of like what Frenetic has right now, it can be awfully tempting to trade it and draw a new card, but Fire Sale does a good chunk of work against the early openings from Hunter, especially that Frenetic's on coin.
Or a Demon Companion.
Oh,
no, quick shot, because next turn you Demon Companion. Hero power.
Mana?
I do want to float mana.
Always float mana this turn. So much damage.
I guess
it is so much damage.
The board is good though. The board is really
technically,
good.
Quick Shot was more damage. It's just the fact that an extra minion on board is usually worth more, right, than being mana efficient by 1 there, I would imagine.
Frenetic gonna hold on to this corner.
Oh my god, the ice barrier.
Ice barrier there from the
Jesus.
That's a big deal, because when I did purposely say
ice barrier
Hunter
stops
can get
Hunter.
through one ice barrier, a lot of the time by the time
Jesus
the second one comes down,
today.
they generally want to try and get through it without actually proccing it. So getting one down nice and early at least makes Bunny Hop has to do the work in that early game.
Aim shot face. I mean.
Yeah, and I was very interested to hear on one of the APAC broadcasts, Gia talking about how many of the Pony Dojo practice group players were talking about how they didn't actually feel like this matchup was that bad for Mage. Like, you know, not saying it was a favorable, but, you know, we're thinking that it was being overrated as a matchup for Hunter, which I don't necessarily agree with, but certainly the kind of games that Mage can win are the ones where early ice barriers appear, right? Because even if it is end up only being one, it still has to come down early enough that the Hunter has to consider attacking into it. Because if it comes down any later than turn 4, turn 5, forget about it. They'll just stop attacking with minions and draw burn cards instead.
I'm glad you didn't agree, because I would have fought you over it. Rinlin's isn't bad as well, not even necessarily for the secrets, but it's just one card, deal 4 damage if Bunny Hopper wants to go there with the blocking of the ice barrier. But this is one of those awkward hands for Bunny Hopper here where Rhino looks good for now, but there is literally only that one thief that it's going to get value from. Does have the quick shot, but I think he has to commit swinging this Ringlins.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's pretty close to the perfect hand for Frenetic to be against. Because that Rinlin's rifle, you know, 4 mana for 4, fine, but the secrets are almost a no impact. Because of the nature of Bunny Hopper's hand, right? He's got 1 Rhino and then 2 spells, so even the usual open cages, which is the choice in these kind of off-board matchups, doesn't feel like it's going to be that powerful, at least in the near future.
Look explosive.
Kill the minion. Hero power. Hero power attack.
From Bunny.
He's ready for
get paid off with 2 damage. Yeah, nicely done.
Caught him. Got him.
Because there's no target for the Rhino now.
Yeah, exactly. It almost felt like, you know, yes, Frenetic has taken 2 damage for the favor, but I think that's something Frenetic might have played around that turn anyway, right? By potentially, I don't know, first flaming his own 1 thief or something just to get it off the board so the Trampling Rhino didn't have a target.
I think this is the turn to dump down the Rhino. Because with this hand, he will be looking at activating the secondary effect of that quick shot, right? To draw an additional. Biggest current factor is he did ability.
That's an event in general that one of the most consistent players.
That fire feels nuts.
Then yes, they made it into Grandmasters, right? Like that's just a strong performance, fantastic. But Frenetic, I'll be quite honest, before he popped up on the radar through Masters tours, I didn't really know much about him, if anything, at that point. So it's nice to see someone who, you know, hasn't been around or at least on the radar for years and years and has just worked his way up. Just someone kind of a new kid here. The only
own D6 war strategy, certainly, but
where is it?
Strange. Frenetic has for him.
It's fine. Flurry, hot streak, 1 hot streak, brain freeze, primordial, first flame, sorcerers. The quest: cram, session, wound, orb, ignite, enchanters, arcane. 2 ice barriers, fire sail, fireball, apexes, flashing spring water. That's actually a good deck. Holy shit! So it's a very consistent.
Days of playing Face Hunter is you want to calculate how many turns
another one,
and then subtract your damage from your opponent's health, figure out how many hero powers that is that has to kill them, and then solve for X, right? Whereas if you're saying there's 4 turns left in the game and my opponent has 8 health after I play all of my damage cards, well, you're in business because you can fit in 4 hero powers.
Actually, no, fire sale. You lose the fire sale. You have to quick shot.
Like, am I going to draw cards with this quick
shot? You
shot?
have to quick shot.
If you're calculating the game goes 4 more turns and I have to hero power 4 more times, do you have enough cards in your hand to fill those turns for those next 4 turns, right? And if that's the case,
he's like, I don't want to do this.
Freely just quick shot now for extra damage.
Okay, Frost. What is this Frost option? None, because it's
but he
so
does have these
bored. Wow, well played,
basic
Bunny Hopper.
Shot targets, but still, even with that, that's only 7 damage next turn.
Draw.
If he draws it, you know, exactly next
Oh,
turn.
Fire Cell. Nice.
So only 2 turns
Fire
away
Cell
from this for now.
synergizes with encounters. Nice, dude.
Keeps hitting minions though for Bunny. This is not what he wants at this point whatsoever. Trying to stay off board entirely to slow down the quest. And again, that extends the number of turns. Every turn that passes, Frenetic loses 2 health. So every turn that Frenetic doesn't complete quest, that's another turn that's going to pass. That's another 2 health Frenetic is going to lose. That's the situation Frenetic now finds himself in. He's going to have to use his primordial studies to go fishing for a minion to kill himself.
I'm bad. Hot streak. Wow.
Just going to pump out max damage, get those ignites played out. And honestly, at this point, just hope he can draw into them again and try and set up 2 turns of his own.
Costs 2 less.
Yep. Drop the ignite. 3 damage. He still has fireballs in hand. He's going to use refreshing spring water. I think this is very smart to abandon conventional mage play.
He has
he would
no
just be trying to
frost.
complete quest here. Instead, just rack up that damage nice and fast.
But see, if he had a board,
there is still that.
No, it wouldn't matter. Flurry
out for Bunny Hopper.
Wow, Bunny Hopper's playing around Flurry
he's on screen, but Potion of Illusion, Grand Finale, and
yeah, he's just playing around Flurry. That's really nice.
Now Counterspell starts to become a little bit exciting here,
wow.
right?
You put it down. Put the Counterspell down. You lose if you don't. Oh, greedy. I love it.
Launch the Fireball though. Cash in that 7 damage. A big factor here, by the way, is this is now a second explosive trap for Bunny Hopper. He took explosive trap off the first swing. He took explosive trap again off the second swing.
Got raw 19 other cards, 20 cards, and he gets another minion.
Involves the mini mage having to attack.
Wow.
Unlucky. It doesn't get to attack. Wow. So currently, the 7 damage from the fireball plus
you gotta put War Song down.
Not going to be lethal because the mini mage does not get to go face it.
Right, right. Wow.
And like, will Frenetic have that
War Song trampoline
explosive trap at this point? Because there's various other things it could still be. He hasn't tested for snakes. He hasn't tested for cages.
I don't think.
Wolpertinger.
I don't think you really pick those.
He's asking to clear. He's asking him to clear the board.
That there's tons of minions here for Bunny Hopper because Bunny Hopper would have played the damage spells that are available, right?
Springwater's a huge draw here, though. There's a Discover here that could just be a straight-up lethal out for Frenetic if he gets the good options. Wildfire, Brain Freeze, Evocation he gets offered there. Probably just the Wildfire for extra damage, yep.
Fire Cell.
Primordial Studies is extra spell damage. Mini Mage, Phoenix, Geomancer.
Jesus.
Didn't get the +2 spell damage, which I suppose he could have been looking for there to help him out.
You're good, bro. You got the Fire Cell.
Still Cram Session as well, with a ton of spell damage in play right now.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
7.
Cram Session.
Yeah.
If he just... But the Knight's
bump it up to 8.
So Cram Session, Arcane Intellect are kind of the same thing.
He has 9 damage in hand.
You'd have to spend 1 more mana on Cobalt Geomancer to get the Cram Session to be better, at which point you don't then have the mana to...
No, he has 10 damage, holy shit.
Right? It would be 11.
Oh. Alright.
Victory there for Frenetic. Oh, you don't see that often.
Bunny holds his
to be fair, Bunny just drew like shit.
You have to... I mean, I genuinely... He continues to surprise me.
But Frenetic is kind of OP.
Keeping a cool head in some very difficult situations. Firstly, we can rewind 2 turns, right? And understand what he did straight away was recognize what Bunny was doing, not playing minions, not letting the mage play for quest. So he said, all right, fine. Spell damage. Burn you, burn you, burn you, burn you, burn you. I'm setting up lethal for next turn. But then also, very smartly, as I was talking about, does he really understand the dynamic of what's going on here with the explosive trap on the other side? Yes, he absolutely did. fishing as hard as possible for as many outs as he could and sequencing it very nicely to then find Fireball Ignite for exact lethal without having to attack with the mini-mage into that explosive trap. Very, very nicely done.
Yeah, and really rough, a series of rough draws from Bunny Hopper, which obviously at the time it did, they had multiple options of the way to play
Frenetic
kind
is
of rough
really
hand.
the strongest.
Like I mentioned about playing the Rhino, so you could potentially free up that quick shot to draw an additional card, but there were loads of draws.
All right. Spirit Alpha, what's that? The QR code this. Bum, 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 bum. Lol. I'm missing. Oh fuck! You probably can't see it. I'm missing the fucking quest. I have everything but the quest. I'm done. I'm so done. Missing quest. I mean, next meta, next expansion, I'm gonna see if I run the quest or not. My quest might fall out of favor. It's really way too strong.
Draws that would have helped him massively.
Way too strong.
Not even talking about Barrett Code.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I missed so much. What the hell?
Chance we just
one for the shaman to navigate.
Okay. Okay.
after
Quest.
the
answers.
menu of no.
Cool. Nothing too crazy.
As well on the cheap spell damage minions there to be able to get
Damn,
these.
one
I do like Imprisoned
fucking
Phoenix though.
brain freeze?
I think all in all, pretty strong card. We saw Bunny Hopper using it very effectively in kind of a picking a board apart style matchup against Shadow Priest. I think similarly against Quest Shaman, it can do a ton of work here. Particularly useful against the 3/4s, the spider tanks that can come down in a lot of spots.
Yeah, now at least he has multiple choice of 1-drops, right, with that Incanter's Flow next turn. So he does delay 1 card, save 6. It worked out okay in the end.
So, Coin Bolt, Feral Spirits, I imagine.
Looks like the case. That will unlock his manners. It's the 3rd proc on the quest.
He's looking at Charge Call for a 4-drop instead. I suppose it's considerable. I've been surprised at the amount of times people have Charge Call for a 4-drop against me and got like a 3/6 or something, like, you know, a very good-sized minion off the
Fire sale.
Charge Call.
Fire sale.
Yeah, the more widespread spider tanks we have, I think there's also been a knock-on effect of all the 4-drops are also, or at least a lot of the 4-drops have become like 3/6s, 3/5s.
Oh shit, my bad. I don't even have my mic on. I'm bad at this shit.
Hey, finally.
Fucking fire sale, bro.
Mystic Ogre.
Called that shit.
Ogre, my boy.
Oh my
Yep,
god.
and Bunny is feeling optimistic. Let's get it in play.
I mean, you've got to at this point in the series 2-0 down.
Dude, Frenetic has to win. He's just drawn everything.
50% chance to attack the wrong enemy, 0% chance to attack when you're frozen. Unlucky, my friends.
Nice.
That is Quest 2 on turn 5.
Oh, Arcane
coming down. That is Arcane Intellect.
Oh, okay.
That is Frost and Arcane in hand, ready to go for next turn already. Just needing fire for Frenetic.
This is so nutty.
Bunny looking kind of dead. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, card draw is the big deal. I think if Frenetic got just a burn
Frenetic's
spell
a god.
as an option there, honestly, then I could say, oh, well, you know, it's pretty even, actually, because lack of card draw, so on. But not only did he get hold of an Arcane Intellect, which is fantastic, but his next quest proc will, you know, help him get there as well. So, yeah, it's not looking great, is it? Oh, he plays
like
those in his deck.
He does. I really like this shooting star pick, though, by the way. I think he's understanding the phases of the game, I guess is the way to put it, really nicely there, because the 3 options he was offered, none of them help him with the phase of the game he's currently on, right? Which is trying to maintain ball
Fireball
and complete stage 3 of the quest. However, for the next phase of the game, where he wants to play Arcanist Dawngrasp,
so he's saying hit me in the face, I'm gonna get my fire out, and then next turn
can just
I get Dawngrasp and
turn. Say if he doesn't draw a flurry, for example, shooting star will be incredibly clutch on his Arcanist turn.
Okay, he's a shooting star setup. Okay. Entrap Sorceress. And he discovers.
Sorceress might help Bunny Hopper here dig himself out. Still gets to push some damage, but of course, the damage represented right now.
Spirit Alpha just sitting there.
Less than an ice barrier, so Frenetic
sad.
still feeling pretty comfortable. What is he going to be looking for this Sorceress? What are the key ones? Is it just Charge Call right now?
I mean, I guess so. Charge Call and significant burn damage. Obviously, the Charge Call has continued to be juiced since the 5-drop came along.
Locked up with somewhere to go.
Tiny Toys.
Oh, is he desperate enough for something from Tiny Toys?
What are your outs? Anara,
He wants to
suppose,
finish the quest.
some damage, but I mean, even then.
Not bad, dude. This ogre is gonna put in work. That doesn't matter, bro. You
I'm
only
just
gonna
thinking of
have
extremes, you know, like is there
one
anything
of that armor.
really powerful he could get, but without any kind of revolve or anything, it's probably a bit too weak. Or unreliable, at least.
Oh.
Blood Mage? No. Okay, Stuart isn't bad. The Dawngrasp shooting star turn.
Oh,
I have proven myself.
Bye.
magnificent.
There
Bye.
you go. Now you see the plan coming to fruition 2 turns ago, picking up that
Jesus.
shooting star, as I mentioned, just recognizing
And
what his hand
Well
needed at that
played.
point.
And even the kind of laugh from Bunny is like, alright, okay. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, obviously, it's a fortunate thing to be offered, but you still have to have the foresight to
After you
recognize
play a
that's
couple
what you
overload,
need in that
summon a 2/3
situation.
with
Yeah.
client. Okay. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, nothing too rocket science about this turn. He's just gonna go with it. But now it's just what you want. It isn't cramp session. But just any card draw
no
after
fire
this.
sale. I don't think he runs
Fantastic for
Flame
Frenetic.
Strike. Ignite, Arcane
Fire
Intellect.
sale will probably be the best there, right?
Okay,
Because
Flurry.
it's just, I feel that
5,
if
11.
you cleared this board,
Oh wow.
then it's going to be very difficult to lose the game if you're Frenetic in this position.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
But he doesn't have draws.
Probably just going to.
And he has the reward, Steward of Scrolls.
Yep.
Okay.
Good too. Oh, whiffed.
You don't want to save your grass?
Still potential
Oh, he
for
loses. The
Frenetic
grass
to start
loses
this
too.
game, but he does have one more draw, still multiple sources of card draw left in the deck. Obviously, those cram
Bullshit in
sessions
the hand.
are the huge nut that he can hit this turn, but Stuart can help him out as well if he does whiff on the natural draw off the top.
Locked up with somewhere to go.
Is Lightning Bolt just for damage? Because he already has Serpent Shrine if he wants to kill the...
Lightning Bolt for
Dawngrasp.
when he completes quest.
Kind of curious about
Canal Slogger, Canal Slogger
That's good just to have the refills
to
be
Dawnfire
threatened,
Grasp to
because
get the health back? How low is
I
he?
don't think you're ever getting there with just shooting burn.
How low is
face,
he?
Right, even with a turn or two of Brucan, which Bunny might optimistically feel like he's going to
Runic
get.
Carving is not
but
gonna
maybe
do
I'm
much.
overthinking
I
it.
mean,
It's just
he
lightning
gets
bolt
6
for
more damage if
simplicity.
he summons them.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games where you have to just hope they don't get it. They don't have the AoE, and then you try and build from there and just have the burst available. That doesn't look good though.
That's...
Bye, Bordy.
Frenetic is drawing his heart out.
About as good a refill as Bunny could have hoped for
Drawing
outside
his
of
heart
Charge Call.
out.
Once again, this is not
How many more?
necessarily over yet, but Frenetic has to draw
Yo,
very
does he
badly
have it?
for another
Yes!
position.
Come on, Bunny Hopper. We need a fucking game today.
Does have this ice barrier to at least delay some of this threatening damage here from the Brucan.
And that's not a good start.
Does he trade it?
Consider trading
Yo.
it. He does.
Yeah. Oh,
What is going on?
noises.
Fireball the 7/7 now. Drop the ice.
Oh, holy shit.
I think needs more than one turn's worth of time at this
You got no draws.
Yep.
I keep saying that, and then he draws.
Look at Frenetic. And that's kind of what shows to an extent. He looks exactly the same in this week 2 finals in GM than he did in the actual playoffs to qualify for Worlds, right? He wants
see it every day, and the signature that's run at the top of the show. You see it. That exact face, that exact pose.
Penny up and now. Again, although it looks like the hand is small, which it is, still trying to just plan this stuff out and see exactly what can he draw next turn, what are the best draws, what does he need to do to maybe even have the most mana available, because I believe, let me just triple check, yeah, the number 1 culprit here, Instructor Fireheart, is still in Bunny's deck. And that's a card that can turn this game.
Instructor is a 1 in 16 though. Kunal Slogger? He just wants to avoid the OTK. Oh, God.
Yep, smartly.
Jesus.
Continuing to
He just draws. He just draws.
It's horrible.
It is disgusting.
Wait.
Ring toss.
What?
Nether Wing Portal wouldn't be the worst. Counterspell wouldn't be the worst.
What? What were his options? Oh, yeah, that was the only one.
Horrible.
It is disgusting.
Ring toss. Nether Wing Portal wouldn't be the worst. Counterspell wouldn't be the worst.
What did he get?
You find a turn. You find a turn where you manage to clear the board and take 0 damage. Like that. Is that how desperate?
Counter
you
Ooh,
are
that looks
for board
pretty.
Control, maybe.
That's how it look in game.
Spell in the end, though.
For you,
These as well,
remaining
cards
cards.
left.
So Flurry, Devolving, First Flame. First Flame is 2 damage, I think. 2 damage. Well, but we're at +3, so it's a 5 damage. And then plus you get the second flame, it's another 5 damage. So it's 10 damage. Another Ruined Orb and Ignite. I think he's running Ignite, so it's at one of his ignites are at additional one more damage. Arcane Intellect, Fire Sail, Refreshing Spring Water. So his best draws are Fire Sail for the trade, but the very best one is Refreshing Spring Water. So he gets Refreshing Spring Water, Intellect, Fire Sail, Ruined Orb, that's 5, Crime Session, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. So he has draws. He can stall.
Okay,
there it is.
Spring Water.
God damn.
He's off to the races.
Jesus.
Even if he bricks here, which he doesn't.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
Wow. Just wow. Just wow.
Yeah, Ignite goes
That's
in.
crazy.
Ignite
I'm not even
goes
playing
in,
and I'm
refreshing
upset.
Spring Water,
That's
Session,
disgusting.
so much mana to burn with here.
That's just
These
wrong.
Ignites are obviously going to keep on stacking up. The Ruined Orbs go out there for 0. This has got to be lethal
Cheers.
this turn with the amount of mana that Frenetic
Red
has
wine.
available.
Like a
And the
true
lack
rebel
of
legend.
yeah, quite, these are going to be ignites
Man of
each
culture.
time, and there's the arms up.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
For
Dude, that's 3 OTKs.
It's a single
Holy
GM
crap.
where 5 points are on the line, or whether it's a qualification into the World Championships.
Frenetic's a
which he
nut.
already has. Great week for Frenetic and a great set of matches as well.
Wow.
Going 3-0 with Mage. I think it's fair to say not the
3-0 with Mage. 3-0 with Shaman.
in this meta right now, Sottle, especially
That's
with
it,
how
I
aggressive
can't-
some of these counters are.
I can't even react
You guys,
anymore. That's it.
today, he didn't only 3-0 with Mage, his other match today in the semi-final, he 3-0'd with Shaman against
Yeah, exactly.
What a day.
God damn,
What a
Frenetic. Good
day
shit,
indeed, you know,
man.
see,
God damn.
We will be crowning Frenetic
God
as our
fucking
weekly
damn.
champion. But
GG
as corny
Frenetic.
as it
Holy
sounds,
fuck.
I think, Hearthstone was really the winner today. Because
Alright,
we
man, I
saw
can't
some
wait to make the
fantastic
highlights.
Series, and
Alright.
even in defeat, Bunny had a
Everybody
fantastic showing
that
for
watched
himself,
this
right? Like
all
he
the
put
way
on a real clinic
through.
against Gabby.
Thank you.
You know, just a little opportunity to just put the youngster back in his place. You know,
Probably
just
like
let
one
him
person,
remind
but
him he still has a little way to go
still the best.
before he reaches the heights in competitive play that the likes of Bunny Hopper and Co have reached. But then on the other side, Frenetic did a similarly strong performance in his semi-final, and then just an absolute brutal streak of games from the Mage on the other side. I think it's been a fantastic performance, even in the European region, where we know European GM and good play goes together.
This is gonna be a highlight real soon. Absolutely insane. Patch 21.0, Quest Shaman, Quest Mage, Face Hunter, Quest Rogue. I haven't seen many Quest Rogues actually. There's Miracle Rogue.
I do love that it says a lot about where both of us live.
Don't know what else I'm missing, but well played, Frenetic. He did draw insane, but he also played to his every time he played his deck, he played to their strengths. And also damn near won a lot of the 50-50 draws, but he really had a lot of draws regardless. Definitely liked, my favorite match would have to be Warmer versus Frenetic, the mirror match, because they both managed to get to the end game, and that's when things get really interesting, especially when both of their quests are finished. GG Frenetic, go Barca.
Think tomorrow's come, I think it's too late.